Hey guys, so I'm back with my computer, and so far we have learned a lot about Python. So today we will bring it all together and we will develop a program. We will develop a basic text based game which will be a number guessing game. So we will develop that number guessing game. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to open our Visual Studio Code. So here I have this clean slate. So now first of all we need to generate random numbers. Our computer will be generating some random numbers. Then the user will get a chance. Our computer will say please guess a number. Then user will guess a number between let's say 1 and 100, and then our computer will match that choice with the number which has been guessed or which has been generated by the computer. So if we guess the right number, our program will stop there and we will win the game. If we are not able to, you can say, if we are not able to guess that number in in specific number of tries, then we will lose the game. So this is the basic concept of the game. So now first of all we need to generate a guess. We need to generate a number. We need to generate a random number. So for that we will import random package, so which is a built-in package in Python. So if you haven't accessed my Python programming playlist yet, then you can find the link in the description below. And this random function has been explained in some of my videos. I have explained all the Python programming in my videos. So you can access that Python programming playlist, and if you haven't watched my previous videos, then you can find the link in the I button now. So with that said, let us continue. So we have random function here. So I will simply call the randint method. So this randint will generate a random integer from starting from A to B, so ranging from A to B. So now I should be able to generate a random number. So I will store it in this guess and I can simply print this guess. So I am now doing this, everything will be going on so fast. So if you don't understand, you can watch the video again, because I have already explained these concepts. I have already explained all those methods. So you can find my videos and you can watch them. So here I have this guess now. So if I'll print this, as you can see, we have 52, we have 89, 67, 1. So these are random numbers which are being generated by our computer. So now we get a number, we have a guess. Now what we will do is, first of all we'll create a print statement. So I want a star. So let's say I want this star 10 times. Then I want this number, or guess the number, as the title. So guess the number as this is my title. This will be my title for the game. Then again I want these stars 10 times. So what this print statement will do is, basically it will create a nice you can say stars, 10 stars here, guess the number, and 10 stars on the right side. So let me run this. As you can see, we have guessed the number. So this type of design, you can say. So we have created this type of design now. Now I will create a while loop where I will say try or tries, number of tries is less than equal to 10. Okay, so number of tries is less than equal to 10 and the number of tries will be 1 initially. So we will run the game, we will run the code up to 10 you can say 10 tries. Okay, user will get 10 tries to choose or to guess the number correctly. So now we will have an input here. So I will create an input. So this input, it will be an integer. So it should be an integer because we want a number from user. And here I will write guess the number. Okay, guess the number, and the number should be 1 or between 1 to 100. So guess the number between 1 to 100. Okay, so we have this type of you can say question, or this type of input. We have asked for the input to our user, and now I will store it in user guess or user guessed. Okay, so this will be the number which user is guessing, or the number which user has guessed. So I will store it in this user guessed. Now what I will do is I will check if user guessed is equal to our guess. So if the number which user has guessed is equal to our guess, so the number which computer generated, then we will say, we will first of all break out of the loop. Okay, so or what we can do is, first of all we will check that if the number is greater than, so if the number is greater than the guess, that means if the number which our computer has generated is 50 and if user has guessed something like 80, then our program should say, our program should print that please try lower number, or lower number please. So our program will tell the user to guess or to try a lower number please. Okay, so we will say lower number please, and I will add a \n here, or we can do that later. So first of all we are checking that if the user is guessing a number, and if that number is greater than the number which should be entered to win the game, then our program should say lower number please, that means try a lower number please. Else, that means if this is not the case, if this is the case that user guessed is less than the guess, so if the number is less than, if user has guessed a number which is less than the actual number which has been generated by the computer, our computer should say, our computer should print higher number please, so higher number please. And then if both of these cases are not met, we should simply print that you won. So you won. So if the number is not greater, if the number is not smaller, then the number should be equal. That's why in else we will simply say you won. Now this loop will never end. So for that reason what we need to do is we need to increment this tries, and I will increment that number of tries after this code. So here I will increment this tries like this. So I am incrementing this tries with 1 each time. So now let me run this code. So for that I will open my Windows terminal, and in here I will run this code. So in D, I have this code in my D, and then the number of the name of folder is Python programs, and in that I have this main.py file. So I think it is yeah, it is main.py. So I have this main.py file. So main.py. So first of all, oh sorry, I have to go here first, or what we can do is we can simply run this file like this. So main.py. So here as you can see we have guess the number. So guess the number between 1 to 100. So if I will choose 23, it will say lower number please. Okay, as you can see here it is saying lower number please. Now I will check for 2, it is saying higher number please. So our number is now in between of these 2 to 23. So let us now let us check for 10. So as you can see, higher number please. So now our number is in between this 10 and 23. It is greater than 10 but it is smaller than 23. So now let us check 17. It should be higher. So higher number please. So now let us check for 19. You won. So it is saying you won, but still we are continuing our loop. So it is asking me again for the input. So if I'll pass 17 again and again, it will say, so if I'll pass this 17 again and again, it will say, it will basically just go on until the number of tries reach to 10. So we don't want that. Definitely we want our game to stop whenever a user is is winning. Okay, so for that we will break out of this loop when the user is winning. And then okay, so and then what we will do is, after after showing this you won here, I would also like to show I would also like to show the user a simple statement or a simple sentence like you won, and I want to show the details. So number of tries, I want to show this number of tries. Okay, so the number of tries will be tries. Then I would like to show you guessed, so the number which user has guessed. So this number will be the user guessed number. Then I would also like to show the number which was generated by computer. So number was, so we will store this number was like that here. So as you can see, we have you guessed, we have number was, and we have number of tries. So here, now let me just run this code again. So here let me clear it, and now as you can see we have guessed the number. So guess the number between 1 to 100. Now let us check 50, higher number please. So let us check 70, higher number please. 90, lower number please. 85 maybe, lower number please. So 80, lower number please. So 75, higher number please. So we need a higher number, so 78, lower number 77. Yes, so as you can see you won, you guessed 77, number was 77, number of tries was 8. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so everything is correct so far. So now I don't think that we have a logic if someone is not winning. So now let us check that. So 1 1 1 1 1, I will enter this 1 again and again. So here as you can see our program is simply ending, our program is simply stopping, but we are not getting any prompt like your program we are not getting any prompt like game over or something. So for that what we can do is we can simply go here and we can simply add another loop. So here I will add a loop. So if here I will add if the number of tries, so if the tries is equal to 0, sorry, not equal to 0, if the number of tries is greater than equal to 10, so if the number of tries is greater than or equal to 10, then I want to show these things. So let me just take this here, and now I want to show these things, game over. So I will show this game over. Similarly I will show all these things. So you guessed, the number was, and the number of tries. So I will show these things here, and instead of this, okay, so now instead of this you guessed, I can say your guess, the number was, okay, and number of tries. So your guess, number was, and number of tries. So that's what we will show, and we will also show one more thing, which will be the reason why the game is over. So ran out of tries. Okay, so this is the reason why the game is over. And else, if this is not the case, else what we will do is we will simply print okay, we don't want any else case here. So I think this should be it. Now let us check the code again, let us check the program again. So now let me run this again. So guess the number. So if I'll enter 50 50 50 50 1 1 1 again and again, if I am going to input the wrong numbers here, as you can see we have game over, ran out of tries, and this logic here. So this is the code which is now being generated. Now what is happening here, that we are now able to stop the game, we are now able to handle these events like game over and game won. Now what we will do is we will check this for a custom number, so that we will be able to see that if our program is working correctly or not. So I will check that for number 22. So our number is 22 now. So first of all I will enter 10. So it should say higher number please, and it is working fine. Okay, Now 40 lower number please, that's working fine as well. Now if I will enter 22, yes, I am seeing this, you won, your guess was 22, number was 22, number of tries 3. Okay, and that is correct. Now let me clear this terminal again, and now let me run it again. So now let me enter this wrong input for 9 times, and on 10th time I will enter the correct input. So as you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now I will enter the correct input. So as you can see, we have you won as well and game over as well. So we don't want this game over here, and that's why I did this. That's why I showed you to enter 22 online number or the 10th time. Okay, so on 10th tries. So here what is the mistake then? So the mistake is we should remove this equal to here, so it should be just greater than. And now if I will clear it, and now if I will test this again, so 1 1 1, I will enter this one again and again. So here as you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and now 10th time I will simply enter 22, and now we should see you won only. Now if I will not enter 22 on 10th time, so if I will do like this, then you can see game over. So all these cases are now perfectly working. All those things which should work are working perfectly. So now what is the next thing we should add to this program? So the next thing which we should add is, first of all, let me open the terminal here. Okay, so here the thing we should add is some extra spaces. So guess the number is like, you can see that it is very congested, it is not looking that good. So for that what I will do is I will add a \n here 2 times and a \n here for 1 time. Then what else do we want? So we want a \n here. Okay, or we can add that here. So \n, not there. Okay, I will add it here. So \n, or we can add it here as well. If you want, you can add it here, but I am sticking here with this method or this format. So I will add \n here, and then this should be 2 times, you can say it should be 2 times down, so it should leave two spaces. So that's why I will add this. So first space will be this and second space will be this. So now our program should look much more cleaner. Okay, so let me clear this terminal and let me run the program again. Now as you can see, we have guessed the number, then we have guessed the number between 1 to 100. If I will enter 12, here you can see we have higher number please, and one more line has been left here. Now I can enter multiple numbers here, and as you can see our program is working fine. And here as you can see we have 2 spaces, and then game over, ran out of tries, and your guess is 44. Number was 72 and number of tries is equal to or is 11. So now our program is working fine. Now what we can do, so some tasks which I would like to give you, so you can try these tasks at home. So after ending the game, after losing or either winning the game, our game should ask the user, do you want to play again? And if user presses Y, then our game loop should run again, and if our user presses no, then program should exit. So these are the 2 things which I would like to tell you. So you can improve these things into your program, you can implement these things. So just try to do these few changes into the code. Now let me explain this code again. Okay, so this is the time where I am going to explain you what we have done here. Okay, so first I simply wrote all this code in hurry, or you can say I have wrote all this code very quickly. So some of you may have understood that, some of you may have a problem. So that's why I'm explaining the code again. So on line 1 we have imported our random function, which is used to do some things randomly. So this is an inbuilt module in Python, so we have imported that. Now on line number 3, what we have done is we have used this randint method. So this randint function or method is able to generate random numbers from 1 to 100, or from ranging from the first value to second value. So if I'll pass 1 to 10 here, so the number will be generated between 1 to 10. So this is a range, you can say this is the limit. So it will generate random integers ranging from 1 to 100. So we have generated random number, so that's what our guess is. Now we have printed a line where we printed 10 stars on the left side and 10 stars on the right side. So why we have done that? It is just for decoration purpose. You can add something else, okay? So you can change this star with, you can say, this sign, okay? So you can do whatever you want. So it is just like a title to look, you can say, to make our game look much more fun. So that's why I added these stars. Then we have tries is equal to 1. So this tries is the variable where is the, you can say, number of chances, number of tries. So that's what this tries is. We have initialized this tries with 1. Now we have this while loop. So this while loop is basically a loop in Python which will run again and again, okay, until this condition is met. So in this while loop on line number 8 we have user guests. So what we have done here is we have took input from user. So this is the prompt which we show to user. So we show this, that guess the number between 1 to 100. So this is the text which we show to user, and then we convert the input which we get from the user into an integer, and then we store it in this user guessed. So we are storing the input we get from integer in this, we are storing the input which we get from the user in this user guessed. So the number which user is trying to guess. So if user guesses 50, then we store user guessed, we store that 50 in this user guessed. Now we checked that if user guessed is greater than guess, so is it the condition that the user guessed is greater than guess? If so, then we will print lower number please. So that means if the actual number which computer has generated from this randint function is 50 and user has guessed 80, then our program should say lower number please. So try a bit lower number. So that's what our program is doing here. And if the number which user has guessed is smaller than the actual number, then our program should say higher number please. And if both of these cases are not met, then definitely the number is equal, both the numbers are equal, and in that case our program should say you won. We should show these text like user guessed, so which number was guessed by user, which number was generated by computer, and what was the number of tries. So that's what we are doing here on line number 19. Okay, so from line number 16 to 19 we are just showing some prompts, what should happen when user is winning. Okay, so what should happen when you won. Then if a user is winning, if user has won, we immediately break out of that loop. So we don't need to be asked this input again and again. We don't want this input again and again when we won. So that's why we are breaking out of the loop. Then on this line number 21, as you can see, we have increased the number of tries. And please observe here, please take a note that I am not indenting this at here. I am not incrementing the number of tries inside of this else. I am incrementing the number of tries in this while loop. So that's what we are doing here. So we are incrementing the number of tries each time, so for each iteration. Okay, then we are checking that if tries is greater than 10. So if the number of tries is greater than 10, we ran out of the tries and the game is now over. So for that we have this print statement here. So it is saying game over. We have this ran out of tries, so the reason why the game is over. and we have these three things. So you guess. So this is same as this. So the number which was guessed by user, the number which was generated by computer, and number of tries. So that's what we are showing here. So this is all about the number guessing game. This was a very basic and simple game which we created with Python. So if you like these videos, please do subscribe, and please do not forget to like my videos. It will support me a lot. So thank you for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next video.